The year is 1600. London wakes before dawn, not to the sound of alarm clocks but to a city alive with smells. You wake in a cramped bed, and the first thing you notice is the air, a thick, pungent blend that seeps through every crack. This is not the aroma of coffee or toast, but a powerful, inescapable presence, the signature scent of Elizabethan London. Coal smoke hangs over rooftops, mixing with the sweet, sour tang of human and animal waste. Chamber pots are emptied into the streets, joining dung from roaming livestock and the open sewers that snake through the city. The Thames, far from clean, carries the city's filth downstream. Amidst the stench, you might catch a fleeting whiff of baking bread, quickly overpowered by the tannery's reek and the butcher's blood. Every trade, every household, every creature adds its note to this overwhelming symphony. For Londoners, this was simply home. They didn't know about germs or bacteria, just that some smells were annoying, others dangerous. The city's odors mapped their world, guiding fears, beliefs, and daily routines. In this sprawling, chaotic city, the air itself was a constant reminder of both progress and peril. This was the scent of a city teetering between greatness and disaster. By 1600, London's population had exploded to nearly 200,000, crammed into medieval streets. Houses rose taller and closer, blocking sunlight and trapping air, creating a claustrophobic maze. With no organized sanitation, every household dumped refuse. Food scraps, ashes, excrement, straight into the street. The central kennel, meant to carry waste away, often clogged, leaving stagnant, stinking pools. Pigs roamed as unofficial garbage collectors, but the sheer volume of waste overwhelmed the city. The Thames, meant to be a lifeline, became a sewer, polluted by industries and households alike. Many drew their drinking water from this contaminated river, or from unreliable public conduits. Disease spread rapidly in these conditions, with crowded housing ensuring sickness swept through families and neighborhoods. Londoners lived with constant illness, coughs, fevers, stomach troubles, a daily assault on the senses, and health. The city dazzled with commerce and culture, but for most, it was a filthy, dangerous, and overwhelmingly smelly place. Survival meant navigating a world where filth and water could kill. Without microscopes, Londoners blamed disease on what they could sense. Foul smells. The miasma theory ruled. Bad air, rising from decay, was thought to cause sickness and death. Physicians warned of miasmas upsetting the body's humors, especially in crowded, smelly neighborhoods and during hot summers. To fight bad air, people burned herbs, carried pomanders, and lit bonfires, hoping pleasant scents would purify the air. Plague doctors donned beaked masks stuffed with aromatic herbs, believing it filtered out deadly vapors. Though ineffective, these rituals show how deeply the fear of bad air shaped daily life and medicine. The invisible killer, they believed, was all around them, in every breath. Of all the city's dangers, none terrified Londoners more than the plague. When it struck, fear gripped the city. The disease, spread by fleas on rats, killed swiftly. Fever, vomiting, and painful swellings often led to death within days. Authorities responded with desperate measures. Searchers identified plague victims, and infected households were sealed, marked with a red cross and the plea, "Lord have mercy upon us." Families, sick or healthy, were locked inside for 40 days. Food passed through windows, escape forbidden. The city's social fabric frayed. Neighbors avoided each other, the wealthy fled, and suspicion ruled the streets. At night, the death cart's cry, "Bring out your dead," echoed as bodies were collected for mass graves. Church bells tolled endlessly, marking the relentless toll of death. Yet, life continued. Markets limped on, people worked to survive, and the city's rhythm changed under the shadow of mortality. Every cough, every ache, became a source of dread. For Londoners, each day survived was a small victory against an invisible, merciless enemy. The plague was not just a disease, it was a citywide sentence of fear. In these streets, hope and terror walked side by side. Survival was never guaranteed. Despite disease and stench, Londoners were resilient. Life was a cycle of hard work and brief pleasures. The city bustled from dawn. Apprentices, merchants, artisans, and porters filled the noisy, filthy streets. Many jobs, like butchery, tanning, and brewing, created the very smells that defined the city. But they were essential for survival. Guilds gave workers identity and community, and the smell of work meant food on the table. Yet Londoners found ways to enjoy life. Taverns and alehouses buzzed with gossip and games, offering escape from daily hardship. Theaters like the Globe drew crowds from all classes, providing moments of wonder and laughter. Festivals, feasts, and simple joys, like a good harvest or a healthy child, brought light to dark times. Neighbors supported each other, forging strong bonds in adversity. In the shadow of death, Londoners worked, played, and loved fiercely. Their spirit endured, making the city vibrant despite its dangers. This resilience was the true heart of London. Londoners weren't just victims, they began to fight back against filth and disease. Even without understanding germs, they saw links between cleanliness and health. Authorities passed regulations to clean streets and fine those dumping waste, though enforcement was patchy. Rakers collected refuse, and attempts were made to control when chamber pots could be emptied. The city started compiling bills of mortality, weekly lists tracking deaths and causes, allowing officials to spot outbreaks and impose quarantines. These early data collections were revolutionary, hinting at modern public health. Efforts mixed sense and superstition, cleaning streets, culling animals, ringing bells, and lighting bonfires. Still, a crucial realization emerged. Disease was tied to environment and crowding, not just fate. These first fumbling steps marked the beginning of a healthier city. London was learning slowly to protect itself. For centuries, London's medieval layout bred filth and fire. In 1666, disaster struck. A fire ignited on Pudding Lane and raged for 4 days, destroying much of the city. Over 13,000 homes in St. Paul's Cathedral were lost. The devastation was immense. Yet, the fire became an unintentional act of urban renewal. It incinerated overcrowded tenements and disease-ridden alleys, likely killing rats and fleas that spread plague. Rebuilding brought change. New regulations required brick and stone. Streets were widened, and more light and air reached the city. Sanitation improved, with better drainage and covered sewers. The Great Fire forced a reset, sweeping away the worst squalor. Notably, the last major plague outbreak ended with the fire's destruction of the rat's habitat. London emerged cleaner, safer, and forever changed. Catastrophe had sparked transformation. Today's London, with clean water and sewers, is worlds apart from its filthy past. The journey from stench to sanitation was driven by disaster, discovery, and resilience. Fear of miasma led to early public health efforts, but true change came with the germ theory and Victorian engineering marvels like Bazalgette's sewers. Modern London's wide streets, parks, and public health systems all trace back to lessons learned in the 17th century. The struggle against filth and disease shaped the city's very fabric. Londoners' endurance and ingenuity paved the way for a healthier future. Next time you walk its clean streets, remember the stench and struggle that came before. It's a powerful reminder of how far we've come.